Hi.
It's snowing. I'm skiing through the snow.
Shh. No, the ski team is for SmackDown exclusively.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's right.
I don't know, but Paul Heyman may be cheating on Roman Reigns though, so it's a weird situation.
We're just cross countrying, you know.
We're crossing the stream, so to speak. But hi, internet. You're just like, didn't I see these losers somewhere else before? And you would be correct. You saw us three review not so great go home show for Dynamite before Revolution. And funny enough, we decided, hey, let's just go for broke because we're back at it again. This time we're here to give our predictions for Revolution. We don't have all the AEW boys, but these are the three that matter.
That's very kind.
Adolfo chose to be you else.
Because Adolfo has a life and stuff to do.
He actually has things in real life. Like, what is the life you like? You have to commit to the bit and the cause.
He did. He left all the way to go to Puerto Rico. That's where he went.
Well, that's where he's going for Wrestlemania weekend. Spoiler alert. He was in Massachusetts.
I feel like I would go and never come back. It just looks like such a beautiful place to be. And I know that's biased and that's privilege speaking, but a part of me is like, damn, what a cool. Anyway, sorry.
Speaking of privileges, we are privileged to be able to watch a pay-per-view for AEW.
Which we're doing a live watch along. So after you're hearing these predictions, watch the live watch along on our YouTube channel and our Twitch channel this Sunday.
And go to the comments and tell us what we don't get wrong.
Subscribe to the Patreon if you want a link to said, because we're going to make that live stream private because we're trying to avoid copyright infringement.
Yes, we are going to rub that the right way. Anyway.
Yes, anyway. We got 3 wishes, so we got to rub this one out real quick. Anyways, if you want to know the context of that situation, go check out the Dynamite review. So while the professor collects himself, and so we are officially here to do the AEW Revolution predictions. This is AEW's first pay-per-view of 2024, which is crazy. And we're going to talk about why we picked the picks and why everyone else is wrong, just like the internet.
Except that we probably agree with each other on most of these, but it's always good to try to jump in there.
That's neither here nor there. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to start with the non-title matches first and then work our way up to what the championship matches are. And spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure Sting is going to be our main event for the evening, but that's maybe. We can discuss that as we go along.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the match that literally got made less than 24 hours ago.
Sure.
All-Star 8-man scramble match. So this originally was supposed to be the Meat Madness match, which was going to have Lance Archer, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, and according to Fightful and other news outlets, we were going to get Miro and Keith Lee, but then we changed it at the last minute because certain people weren't cleared to be a part of this, so now we're doing this all-star 8-man scramble. The stakes for this match is the winner of this match will go ahead to get an AEW World Championship match down the line.
I saw what you did there with steaks.
Yes, they're so good. I'm hungry.
Meat Madness steaks.
So as of right now, at the time of this recording, because this is before Rampage and Collision, the people that have been confirmed so far for this match is Hook, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Wardlow, Brian Cage, Chris Jericho, and 2 more individuals. One of those spots is going to be filled by whoever wins the triple threat on Collision between the Bounty Hunter, Brian Keith, Penta El Miedo, and Action Andretti.
No, sure. Darius Martin.
Oh, Darius Martin. Sorry, never mind. Yep. I'm actually more excited with that prospect than anything. And then I believe whoever wins between Matt Sydal and who he's facing on Rampage will also fill that spot as well. I believe Matt Sydal is facing a CMLL person. I'm like, so Matt Sydal's winning, right?
Yeah, it's going to be Matt Sydal and probably going to end up being either Penta or the Bounty Hunter. I think the Bounty Hunter is probably going to get stuck in there.
Probably. But so boys, out of those 2 missing spots left, let's be honest, like we all agree it's Wardlow winning this thing, right?
I think that's the only thing that makes sense. But like we've seen on so many things, and I keep having it as a tagline, if it makes sense, they're not going to do it. It should be Wardlow. That's the only direction Wardlow has been going, and it's the only thing that makes sense. So yeah, I'll say Wardlow. There's a part of me though that thinks they're going to throw the finger to the fans and just give it to Chris Jericho.
Yikes.
There's a part of me. There's a part of me that thinks they're gonna misread the temperature in the room, and they're gonna try and band-aid it by giving him a push at the wrong time, or Chris Jericho's gonna do something. Because there's a part of me that goes, yeah, in the industry, that's kind of what ends up happening. Let's try and frame him in a positive way.
No.
So I hope they don't. I would glare and go, I'm not surprised you did that horrible thing.
Yeah, we're doing Wardlow. I'm going Wardlow.
I'm going with Wardlow
Yeah.
here because nobody else, anyways, moving on from that one.
That's 0 hour too, isn't it?
No, that's on the card. We have yet to get anything for 0 hour. Watch, we're gonna get 15 matches on 0 hour.
Exactly.
From here, the next non-title match that we have is the Blood Feud that has been FTR versus BCC. So this one is going to be Mox and Claudio taking on FTR Bald and FTR Aggravated Assault. You know, I thought about this a lot and I'm still having a difficult time picking who wins, but I'm going to go with FTR Bald and FTR Aggravated Assault because I feel like they need to win this one more than BCC because for me personally, we've gotten more intensity from FTR, and this is the thing that I've been asking for their characters because their in-ring work is fantastic. They've just been lacking something that gives them the extra oomph in terms of character-wise, and I feel that getting involved in this feud with BCC has done great for them. Now we need the payoff, so I'm going to pick FTR to win here because they need to win this one over BCC.
I agree with you. I think BCC has 100 different directions they can take and just wreck house all sorts of different ways. FTR kind of, yes. I'm not going to, we have a lot to get to. I'm just going to, yes, FTR.
I'm also doing FTR because they need to win this one so that later on in the night, someone from BCC ends up winning their match.
That's kind of, yeah.
Early prediction there.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're going to talk about that because I think a little bit differently. From here, probably my most anticipated non-title match of the evening, we have a dream match, as Don Callis has described it as, Konosuke Takeshita taking on the newly minted to AEW now that he's done in New Japan, Will Ospreay. I'm torn because I don't want either one of these people to lose, but I got to go with my wrestler 2023 and my homie Will Ospreay, man. Like, I think this is where he gets his first big win being a part of the roster. And then we throw him in a title picture for him to lose down the line later. Constantly AEW booking.
I agree with you, but I think there's a turn here. I think the family screws over Will Ospreay for some strange reason. I don't know what it is. And I think it's Ospreay losing, but by some weird hook crook thing. But and we get the arc of it's not the last you've heard of me, so it turns into Will Ospreay versus the Don Callis family.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Takesha's going to end up picking up the win.
Yeah.
I think after what happened on the promo that we had on Dynamite, Will's going to eat the pin somehow, or there's going to be something weird and dusty about it, but he's not going to win.
Funny enough, I pick Will to win, but honestly, I'm cool with either person winning here because this is going to be a fantastic match. This is probably one of my most anticipated non-title matches.
That's my short list match of the night. Like already,
yeah,
I'm like, circle that one. That one's going to set the bar.
It is.
Please. So then now we enter championship territory because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 championships that are on the line so far.
Yeah, because AEW doesn't have enough belts.
Right? Seriously. It's not like you have a secondary women's title, which we know we can't put that on the line because our champion is not cleared yet. And we don't know what we're doing with our trios championships either, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going to get this one out of the way because I already expressed my feelings on the build for this, but let's talk about the International Championship. Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong. I was excited for this match when we first got announced 6 weeks ago, and week by week, it has broken me as a wrestling fan, and I am so not interested in this match. I don't even care who wins at this point anymore. I'm just choosing out of spite at this point, but...
Pick your winner.
Roddy has to win this one because then if he doesn't win, why did we do this whole build?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm picking Roderick Strong.
I think you're right. I think it's Roderick Strong. But I do think it's some sort of hook and crook thing again. I don't think it's a clean pin. I think Orange Cassidy still looks strong. I think this will be a good match. I'm interested to see the two of them work together for sure. But I think you're right. I think it's Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong is winning. Trent Beretta is betraying Orange Cassidy, breaking up best friends.
You see, there's something...
Low-key, I kind of thought about that too.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in that than I am about this actual match.
100%.
Orange versus Trenton's going to slap.
But I wonder if that's the thing. Like, they knew they were playing the end. We could wax poetic about that later, but like they kind of buried their own lead with it.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
So next up, we're going to talk about a feud that felt like it was missing a part of its build because both men were not on AEW television that they were supposed to. And I got clarification. It is for the Continental Crown Championship. Commentary did not clear it up for me because I was like, wait, they said all three. So are all three titles on the line? No, it's just
something weird about that. Yeah.
They said that he's going to defend all three titles. No, it's just for the Continental Championship. It's Eddie Kingston, King of the Bums, taking on I'm a kick your face in Bryan Danielson,
who's kicking bums.
Yes. See, this one's rough for me because knowing that Danielson does not want to have any championships as he's coming to the end of his in-ring career.
Neither did Sting.
This one's tough. I love Eddie. I do. I'm only going to pick Eddie because of the fact that Danielson won for his team on Dynamite. And just because Danielson has kept getting the one up on Eddie and destroying Eddie's like rose-colored glasses of Japanese wrestling legends and whatnot. Eddie, I feel like it needs to get a lick back. I don't know. This one's tough. I'm going to pick Eddie just because I think Eddie needs to be at least in this part of the story, pick up the win here since Danielson has been on top, so to speak, for the lackluster build that we got for this. But I can easily see it going to Danielson. This one's I'm really torn on, but I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going to go with the King of the Bums himself, Eddie Kingston.
I'm going with my gut, and my gut's telling me Daniel Bryanson, just because I think FTR is losing earlier in the night. Brian. I just think they're not going to all lose in one pay-per-view. That's not how they do things. And I think it's more so Eddie doesn't want to hold three titles. I think Eddie's kind of like, why do I have all three of these? This is dumb. I can't do it this way. So I think the agreement is sort of, all right, have Daniel Bryanson take it and kind of run with it away and then have a different arc someplace else so Eddie can focus on other stuff.
And then Eddie can come back to Ring of Honor.
Sure. And then see that kind of thing. And then it makes sense to handle that business.
If it makes sense, Professor, what do you always say?
I know, and that's me realizing that. Balls.
Anyways, JVL, stuck in the corner. What do you think?
Daniel Danielson.
Damn it. Couldn't get the words out of my mouth.
Daniel Danielson winning.
Daniel Danklitter.
Dankson.
Samsonite.
Speaking of dank matches,
I was
low-key, I'm kind of excited about this one. For the TNT Championship, Daniel Garcia challenging Christian Cage for this title. Let's be honest, Christian Cage is probably retaining here. But then I thought about it for a little bit. And I was like, I smell a plot, a thickening. It depends if we get a Copeland sighting, because honestly, that's going to make or break my prediction. I'm going to say this. I think Garcia picks up the win here, but he's not going to become champion. I smell shenanigans coming a mile away.
I think the pure chaotic neutral humorist in me wants it to go to Daniel Garcia. Because how funny and wild and ridiculous would that TNT title reign be now if that were to happen at this point? That's just my thoughts. I'm hoping for that. I hope I'm wrong. I think they're going to keep it with Christian. I think you're right. I think there could be some shenanigans here. I think something can go horribly, horribly wrong. I think Christian retains. I think there's a Nick Wayne interference thing. I think there's a mom angle thing. I think there's Killsaurus, Lucha, whatever. There's something weird
Lucha
here.
Switch.
Lucha Switch. That's what we were saying. I think that's kind of the deal with this one. So we'll see.
I think that Garcia weathers the storm, gets through all of the different versions of the patriarchy, and Adam Copeland concertos him to DQ him out so that he wins the match, but does not get the title from Christian, that Adam can then go and take on Christian.
Yeah, I buy that too. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Okay, so now we're getting into the good stuff for me personally. We're probably getting into the best build that we've had for all the matches for this pay-per-view. The AEW Women's Championship, Timeless Toni Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo. I am so freaking ready for this match, you guys. I am super excited. Please don't put this on as the second or third match, you guys.
Please don't.
I want this to be somewhere in the middle of the card.
They know it's super popular. This might actually start the night. I feel like this could be the
really
low-key though. I wouldn't be mad at it if I'm being completely honest. But The build for this has been the best thing for
Oh, yeah.
AEW women's roster. This is the best women's story that we've had in last year or two for the women's division.
Oh, 100%.
And honestly, I wanted to be a naysayer at the beginning of this. I'm like, we know Deonna's losing, but they've won me over with everything they've done with this build so far. That I'm kind of gotten past myself with that. Like, I don't mind if Deonna loses, because I'm picking Miss Toni Storm to retain her championship here, but I'm thinking this is going to be one hell of a match.
I think it'll be a great match. I think this might be right up there for match of the night. If I had to go 1A, I think this has all the potential for that for sure. I'm sure they've been working on it and it's going to be amazing. I don't think they're giving it to Deonna this early in her showing up at AEW. It just doesn't make sense to kind of do it that way. Not that they're good at booking the women anyway, but Toni Storm has all the momentum, all the jokes and memes and the hearts of all our attention. So I think it stays with her.
I think it also stays with her. I think that in general, it's going to be more fun for me to watch Toni Storm get cheered as the babyface in this, where Deonna is going to be booed the entire time. But I think they have to keep it on her to keep it through until someone else comes along, or Deonna gets some sort of rematch down the line. But it's not time for her yet, unless Jamie Hayter comes back and casts the title.
Oh my gosh, if she comes back, that'd be fantastic. We love to see it. All right, so what I'm thinking is probably going to be our semi-main event, the AEW World Championship. This is the triple threat. Samoa Joe defending his title against Swerve Strickland and liar Hangman Adam Page. Joe is retaining, and I'm taking a step further. Hangman gets pinned in this match.
That's what I was gonna say. I think Joe retains. I think, I don't know, we're coming up on what, just a few months of Joe, right? And we've kind of had all this.
It's been since December. So
so not too terribly long. I think Joe retains it here. I think Swerve has a great showing. I think Swerve looks super strong. I think this will lead towards Samoa Joe Swerve later on down the line. I do think Adam Page eats the pin as well.
Page eats the pin. Swerve wins. Joe doesn't get pinned.
Yo,
Swerve is getting the title this early. Okay,
I don't hate that.
And Joe's not getting pinned, so Joe can come back at him and keep this up with him because he didn't lose it. Hangman lost it for him.
That's good writing. I hope if that were to happen, I would not hate it.
I know, me neither. And then we get into probably what's going to end up being our main event, Sting's last match, a tornado tag match, might I add, because they clarified this on Dynamite too. Is this a tornado tag match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships? Sting and Darby Allin versus the EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks. It's a foregone conclusion. The Bucks are winning this. They will become our new AEW Tag Team Champions. Even though I don't have an affinity to Sting, as a lot of people do, I may shed a tear after the match is over. Professor,
you are muted, Professor.
You are muted.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
How did I mute myself?
There you go. There we go. I don't know how you muted
I'm not sure how I did that. I was just looking at Tornado Tag Match to make sure I knew what I was looking at. It's just sort of all mayhem. Everyone's in the ring at the same time.
Chaos, yes. Which is perfect.
It's basically it's not no DQ match. Yeah.
I know that Sting doesn't want to have a belt this late in his career. I just don't see him losing the last match. I know he's honorable. I know he would want to put whoever it is over. I think there's something, I don't know, my gut says Sting and Darby, and I don't know why or how, and I know it doesn't make sense, but I just don't see Sting losing that match and then retiring and giving the belt to somebody else. I know that doesn't make sense, or banning it. I know it doesn't make any sense. I just feel like he wins this.
I'm going with the EVPs to win this one. I see them getting beat up by a bunch of elderly octogenarian wrestlers in the audience at some point. Like every one of them gets like a hit in on them, but they pull through. They do some underhanded tactic, and Sting eats the pin.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure why I'm pulling that direction. I'm trusting the universe. We'll see.
Go for it. Trust the universe. You'll probably be right.
Trust the universe.
But I'm a Libra.
Oh no, it's Leo season. Does kid. But that does bring us to the conclusion of this. And at the time of this recording, these are all the matches we have. By Collision on Saturday.
Don't add any more.
Don't add any more, but by Collision, I can already smell like 4 0-hour matches.
Jesus. Possible.
But
it is.
We're going to get on out of here. So make sure that you tune in. If you would like to join us for the watch along, so to speak, make sure to stop by that Patreon, because that's the only way you're getting a link to that private live stream for this. Yes, it is going to be fantastic. If you enjoy what we do here at the Biconics, hit that notification bell, subscribe to us and whatnot. It's going to be a fantastic time. Follow us at BC WrestlePod. You can take us on the go. If you can't sit down and watch our videos, we have audio versions of our podcast, of our reviews now in audio podcast form. And if you want to catch us in real life, come stop by our booth at New Jersey WrestleCon May 18th and May 19th, where the East Coast boys and myself, hopefully, will be there to man our tables. So come by, say hi, tell us what you love about us and why you're not subscribing and commenting on our things. Please comment on our stuff. And then, of course, for myself, the Professor, JVL, and the rest of the Biconics boys, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, stay Biconic, all you guys, gals, non-binary pals, he, she, theys, and gays of the internet. We will see you very soon for the AEW Revolution review. But until then, ta-ta for now. And we're going to talk for like a couple seconds to give JVL the thingamajig.
We're going to talk and do words.
I'm not editing this one.
Just kidding. I know that. And we're good.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's going to happen next time? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.